Well, the inauguration happened last Friday, so where's the economy? Where is the Fed? What is happening? Here to discuss is our very own wealth strategist and tax attorney, Rebecca Walser. Good morning.
Great to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you here. Happy to dive into this a little bit because it is what is on people's mind.
Absolutely.
I think the economy is always on people's mind. At this point in particular, I think in our country's history,
Absolutely,
it is as well.
Absolutely so true. Well, so to start off, where do we start? Where do we begin?
I know, right?
You know, it's interesting. We have what I refer to as the Trump bump that occurred right after the November 8th election.
Really?
So, yeah, I think what happened was the market had really priced in the election going a different way. And once it was a surprise. I mean, I was watching the election and I was actually watching the futures market, and it had literally dropped below negative 600 while on election night, realizing that it was going to go to Donald Trump. So anyways, once the market realized he was elected and they started to look at his deregulatory policies and his tax policies, they saw, okay, some pro-growth here, and so then we had what we call the Trump bump. That's what I call it anyways.
Okay.
And that is the high highs that we saw in the Dow and some other indexes at the end of the year. But now we've kind of stabilized. So the Federal Open Market Committee met December 13th and 14th, and for the first time since last year, December 2015, we had a 25 basis point increase. But what's more important, Carly, is the Fed indicated that we will have 3 more rate increases expected to happen in 2017. Now, that doesn't mean they'll materialize because we were supposed to have more than we got in 2016. So it will depend on how the economy goes. But what's really interesting is a global phenomenon that has never happened before in 5,000 years of recorded time. And so we have this chart, and this chart shows you going back to 3000 BC that and all the way through the 2000 AD, you can see in 5,000 years, we never before had negative interest rates. But we now, in Germany and Japan, for example, if we go to the next chart, have negative interest rates for the first time. You see the line over here going below 0. So
I don't even know what a negative interest rate is. How is that even possible?
So I like to explain it to people because everyone says that. How do I have a negative interest rate? So think about when you move and you put your stuff into storage and the storage company charges you to store your stuff. Well, this is the equivalent in a bank. The bank takes your money and charges you to hold your money. Instead of paying you to hold your money, they're charging you, and that is a negative interest rate.
Wow. So when you see something like this happening for the first time in what, how many years again? 5,000 years?
Since recorded time.
What say you? What is your reaction?
This is a problem. This is a severe problem because when you have something that's never happened before in 5,000 years, you can see that there's some kind of global undercurrent. We've got a lot of geopolitical issues globally, and we certainly have a lot of market issues globally. And so we're going to see what happens now that we have President Trump elected and in office. We're going to see how the fruition of his deregulatory tax policies coming to bear. Of course, we'll have to see how that bears out. But once we see, we will know. And there's a lot of stuff, Carly, that we are going to brace for.
Well, and that's why I think it's so important to have a team around you, especially when it comes to your retirement, kind of your wealth strategist plan, what that is, to have a good team watching it for you, help maybe kind of decising what's going on.
Absolutely.
And I love, you want to invite people, you want to meet people. I love this. Again,
yes,
your passion
absolutely.
is education.
Yes,
and,
it is.
you
absolutely.
want to invite people out to a lunch where they can do this kind of soon.
Absolutely. We have what we call our Lunch and Learn events once a month. We'll put up on the screen. We have one coming up on February 15th. It's the Retirement Lifestyle Planning Lunch and Learn event. And so you have to register. We have limited space. It's actually in our office in Harbor Island. So you have to call us, register, and come in. And it's simply going to be a 1-hour lunch where we'll have a presentation. And sometimes I do the presenting. Sometimes we bring in outside experts because we cover all kinds of lifestyle things like identity theft. What do you do if you're a widow? So we have a broad range of topics for 2017. It's on our calendar, and we're excited to have it.
Well, and that's what I love about you and your team. You really are passionate about education. That's why you partnered with us and are part of our Morning Blend family.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of people have questions. Again, this is a historic time.
It is.
For our country, for the world.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for being here this morning and helping kind of sort it all out.
Putting it into place.
Yep. All right. We look forward to having you back again next week. But again, if you have any other information or questions, they have a great phone number where they're happy to take your calls, and then a website as well. So Rebecca, thank you so much.
Thanks, Carly.